Nako po, heto na. Trending na trending ito ngayon. Zaldico, nagsalita na. Okay, pakinggan natin ang kanyang mga sinabi ng kanyang spokesperson. Okay, ipapakita ko sa inyo mismo at magre-react tayo dyan. At pangalawa, heto na po, atin pong ipakita dito sa taong bayan ano po ang epekto ng korupsyon. Grabe po ang nangyari dito sa Cebu. Kasi po, meron pong isang vlogger, nag-video siya sa loob ng kanyang bahay ang nangyaring bagyo dito, no? Ng bagyong Tino. Ipapakita ko yan mismo. Ipapakita ko ito dahil hindi ba makokonsensya dito ang mga corrupt na mga government officials dito. Yan. So heto ha. Unang video, Zaldico nagsalita na. At pangalawang video, eto nga, no, na lulong tayo sa baha. Okay? Pero bago ang lahat, bago natin yan ipapakita lahat, help me po muna na i-like at saka i-share itong video na ito para guys, kakalat ito sa taong bayan. Okay? O, sabay-sabay muna tayong mag-like and share sa Donmar TV. Itong video na ito, like and share. 1, 2, 3, go! Okay, naka-like and share na ba lahat? And also guys, sa mga bago pa lang dito sa aking channel, mag-subscribe na po kayo para lagi kayong updated sa ating mga balita. And at the same time, yung mga cellphone ninyo, ma-notify yan kung meron tayong breaking news, bagong uploads, o kung nagla-live ang ating channel. Ma-notify kayo lahat dyan. Kaya mahalaga po na mag-subscribe tayo sa Donmar TV. 1, 2, 3, go! Ayan, nakasubscribe na ba lahat? Okay, unahin muna nating ipakita itong video ni Mikay Ortiz. I think she is a Cebuano vlogger, no? Itong si Mikay Ortiz. Ito po ang sitwasyon ng kanilang bahay. Kahit mga mayayaman na mga tao dyan sa Cebu ay binabaha na. Lumutang yung mga washing machine, lumutang yung mga sasakyan. Ganito po ang epekto ng flood control corruption. Heto, pakita ko sa inyo. Heto.
Okay.
Ito pala, ito pala. Di yan, ito. Yan. Ayan sa loob yan ng bahay
Hello! Oh my God, Lord, help us! Daddy.
Grabe parang river na yung loob ng bahay niya ha. And itong bahay na ito, hindi po ito kahoy yung talagang semento itong bahay niya. Decent house ito ha. Tingnan nyo yung mga agos ng baha sa loob yan ng bahay.
Saka. Upstairs. Di. Asan ko na saan? Oh my God.
Grabe kayong mga corrupt na mga government officials, hindi ba kayo makokonsensya dyan? Ha? Yan po ang mga nangyari na mga residente dyan sa Cebu. Okay? Wala ba kayong konsensya sa mga ninakaw yung pera? Yan po ang nangyari
Oh my God, Lord! Oh my God! Di ang charger ko. Ay, saan?
Buti na lang na meron silang second floor. Lahat sila nandun na siya sa taas ng second floor.
Lord, help us. Di ko ang kando, di.
Alang sakit na, di.
Dililit, be! Ano ka ba?
Tingnan yung ref. Lumutang na yung ref.
Manatugan ka, be! Hawa ba? Manatugan ka, hawa liha. Di na.
No.
Ang kando. Di na kabayad, di.
Delikado yan, pag...
Di na kabayad. Hala, ang krig, ginoo ko, ang krig ni awas. Kuasis kay, atop.
Sabi niya atop, meaning pupunta na sila sa roof, no?
Oh my God, Lord.
Okay, don't cry.
Yan po ang nangyari sa Cebu ngayon, ha? I think kahapon ito. Kahapon pala ito.
Lord, stop. It's okay, dear. It's okay.
Saka nag-yun ang tubig.
Ang mga sila
Sabi niya, nataas na yung tubig eh.
di ko ato di ang malit na di paliw ko sa malit na di ang diaper ni Sky. Isiguro ang diaper. Diaper.
Oh my God,
Di ba? Kawawa. So, yan po ang epekto ng kinurap na mga flood control. Tingnan nyo. Di ba kayo maawa dyan? Di ba? Yes, alam ko. No? Kung meron pa talaga tayong sistema sa flood control, hindi sana nagkaganyan eh. Buti kung nasa bukid ka ng mga subdivision, yung tubig. Ang kawawa nga yung nasa city eh. 'Di ba? Kaya nang humusga diyan, ganyan po ang resulta. Masakit isipin na hindi po tayo, tayong taong bayan, hindi po tayo, hindi tayo aware na ninakawan tayo. Hanggat nagbaha, kaya saka na tayo na-realize natin na corrupt pala ang mga government officials natin. Kasi yung mga flood control na yan, kung hindi tayo binaha, hindi sila mabubuking na ninakaw nila itong mga pera na ito. Itong pangalawang video. Nagsalita na itong hinahanap na si Zaldico. Okay? Nagsalita na. Nagpadala po siya ng kanyang spokesperson. Okay? At ang isa sa mga sinasabi dito, ayaw raw magpakita ni Zaldico kasi may banta raw ang kanyang buhay. Yan ang mga reasoning niya. Atin pong pakinggan ang kanyang spokesperson, no?
Okay. Now my client, Representative Zaldico, has been asking me to say something in view of the numerous allegations that have been hurled against him over the last few months.
Ikaw, Zaldico, Sheminit ka pa kay VP Sara, ha? Lalaki kang tao. Pero nasan ka ngayon? Nagtatago ka. Si VP Sara, inakusahan si VP Sara, nagpakita, nagpaliwanag. Ikaw, nasaan ka? Nagtatago ka. Wala kang bayag.
Yan, how's that? How's this? Okay. Again, my client, Representative Zaldico, has been asking me for the last few months to say something in reaction to the various accusations made
Bakit kailangan pa siya ng spokesperson? Siya mismo ang magpakita.
against him, no?
O mag-video man siya. Di ba? Bakit kailangan pa ang lawyer niya?
Now, those of you who have met me in the past know that I do not litigate my cases in the media. I litigate only in courts of law where only admissible evidence matters. But I've been monitoring the news, and the narrative has become so skewed, has become so twisted, no, because of the misinformation, deliberate or not, spread by interested persons.
Actually, sir, hindi po misinformation. Hinanap si Zaldico kung nasaan siya. Hindi po yan misinformation, ha? Nasaan ka na? Sumagot ka na. Huwag yung ibang tao ang pasasagutin mo sa problema mo, sa issue mo, di ba?
In these cases. And against my better judgment, maybe I figured it's time to say something. Now, Representative Go would have wanted to be here himself so he can answer your questions. Unfortunately, there are credible and serious threats to his life na he's
yan ang pinakaunang rason. Hindi raw siya magpapakita sa Pilipinas kasi may banta raw ang kanyang buhay. Ang tanong, sir, bakit yung air access niya? Pinapunta niya sa labas. Di ba? Anong purpose niya doon? Di ba?
be afraid to come out at this time. Now, hopefully I can answer some.
Hindi nga natatakot si Martin Romualdez, di ba? Sana dumating siya rito.
Some of your questions, I don't have a prepared statement. Hopefully, I can answer some of your pressing questions, and hopefully, we can. The objective is to realign, no, to redirect the narrative, para so we level the playing field again. Because I'm afraid that
hindi po level the playing field. No, sir. Hindi po dapat i-level natin yung playing field. Patunayan nyo na malinis si Zaldico. Yun lang po. Bakit kailangan nating i-level? Di ba? Galit na po ang taong bayan dito sa mga nakawan sa corruption. Ngayon, ang tinituro ngayon si Zaldico. Di ba? Meron pong siyang dapat i-answer, especially doon sa budget. Yun ang sagutin ninyo. Wala kasing iba papunta talaga sa kanya. Si Martin Romualdez at si Zaldico, sila yung may hawak ng budget doon sa House of Representatives. 'Di ba? So, sagutin na. No, wag nang dami pang kadramahan.
Not only the press but the people in general have been misled by inaccurate statements and interpretations of the law, as you might have noticed. Now,
i-accurate mo, sir, kung anong law yan, no? Huwag yung general statement.
Let me jump the gun because I know someone will ask this inevitably. I do not know where he is. I do not know where he is because I never asked him where he is. It's not relevant for his defense. And I never asked because I don't want to have to lie to any of you when you ask me that question as to where he is. I never asked. So, let's go. Yes?
Sir, Camille po from
I know you, Camille.
Sir, you mentioned na hindi po nagmamatter yung kung saan nasaan si Mr. Cono with his defense, but the ombudsman already sent a letter, I think, po sa residency Mr. Ko para makapag-file siya ng counter affidavit. So, ano po yung magiging tugon ng legal team for this? Kasi ang sinasabi po ni Assistant Ombudsman Mico Clavano, kapag hindi po tinake po ito ni Mr. Ko yung opportunity to file his counter, mawawalan na po siya ng chance, and then they will proceed with the resolution. Is Mr. Ko planning to file his counter here personally in the Philippines or in a Philippine embassy abroad?
Okay. Ang sinabi ko, Camille, na hindi relevant yung presence niya, ang sabi ko, hindi relevant yung knowledge ko kung nasan siya. Now, his presence is, of course, required for him to answer yung charges. But let me be clear, I have not seen any complaint. No? Kasi a criminal investigation has to be initiated by a complaint. Meron naman kayo nakitang complaint? Anyone? When I say complaint, I mean something that has been sworn to under oath. And the only thing I've heard is that the ICI has referred its tentative findings to the Ombudsman. I don't think it's under oath, so I don't think that was a complaint. Now, under the Ombudsman's own rules, if there is an unsworn to complaint that's not verified, the Ombudsman is required to ask the witnesses to swear to it, to swear to supporting affidavits, and also the complainant, whom is also unidentified as of now, to submit a sworn affidavit. So, I don't know what he's supposed to answer. But that said, ang observation ko is that the Ombudsman Boying Remulla, has already said that he intends to file these cases by November 25. Now, assuming Mr. Ko is served today, that doesn't give them a lot of time for him to answer, for the Ombudsman to review and to write a resolution. My thinking is the Ombudsman has already prejudged this case. And this is bolstered by the statements of Secretary Vince Dizon, who said 60 people will be in jail by Christmas. Under these circumstances, there's really no...
Siguro naman, sir, nasabi yan ni Vince Dizon kasi obvious na yung ebidensya.
Tactical benefit to filing a counter affidavit. So the answer is, at this time, the way things are going...
Hindi ko kinampihan si Vince Dizon dito, baka lang na yun ang opinion ni Vince Dizon kasi baka halata na niya yung ebidensya. Nakakasiguro siya na may makulong.
He does not intend to file a counter affidavit.
But, sir, kung ipatawag ba si Mr. Ko, is he willing to personally attend? Like, for example, in the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee is inviting him in the next hearing, which is on November 14. Is he planning to even acknowledge to attend? Because in the past, he would release a statement na he will answer the allegations in the proper forum. And this time, he's being given the chance to explain himself.
I don't know what he has to explain to the Senate because the Senate is investigating facts. Wala pa naman accusations sa Senate. And like I said, he's deathly afraid of coming home because may serious threats to his life. One half of the country wants to throw him in jail and throw away the key. The other half wants to string him up by the nearest tree. Would you come home under those circumstances? I wouldn't recommend that he come home. But to the extent possible, Camille, to the extent possible, we will respond to the Senate if we're invited.
Unang-una, wala siyang dapat kinatakutan dito sa Pilipinas. Kaalyado niya si Martin Romualdez. Kaalyado niya si Bongbong Marcos. Pwede siyang manghingi ng tulong ni Bongbong Marcos. Totoo. Di ba? Gwardiyahan yung bahay niya with all the, mga sundalo. Pwede yan.
Attorney, good morning. This is Chill po from DZXL Arman. Yes po.
Hi, Chill.
Yes, good morning po. Attorney, is Representative Zaldico willing to release his SALN?
No need. Ombudsman Remulla has reversed the martires lock on SALNs. Anyone can get his SALNs from the Ombudsman. Did I get that correctly?
No need na raw. Mas mabuti kung siya yung mag-present na this is my SALN. Di ba? Bakit mahirap mahirap ba ang magbigay ng SALN? May tinatago ba siya? Nagtatanong lang kami ha. Kasi kung hindi ka guilty at yung yaman mo ay galing yan sa tamang paraan, hindi po ninakaw, ha? Magpalabas siya ng SALN. Wala siyang dapat ikatakot at ikahiya. Di ba? Kung lahat ng mga pera niya ay hindi galing sa nakaw. Bakit ngayon parang hindi siya kusang loob na siya yung magbigay ng kanyang SALN, di ba?
I think that's what one of the first things he did was to unlock the SALNs.
Yeah, but sir, is Mr. Go will release his SALN?
He doesn't have to, Camille. It's open to anyone.
I think it's the House Secretariat which has access to SALN. And the Ombudsman covers different tools.
No, my understanding.
So I think the Ombudsman can only release SALNs for the President, the Vice President, for constitutional offices, for senators and House members. They're covered by usually the Senate Secretariat or the House Secretary General. Although I understand that the former Congressman Zaldico has now resigned, but does that mean that he's willing to voluntarily release his SALN because no one can really compel him to at this time?
I haven't discussed that with him because I am sure that the Ombudsman will release his SALNs. I'm sure. You were talking about you're referring to the conditions imposed by the martires lock. I think one of Boeing's first acts was to unlock the SALNs, and you can get it anytime.
Okay.
I'd give you a copy, but I don't have
I know,
one.
sir, but the Ombudsman is not the custodian of the SALNs.
He is.
I don't think so, sir.
He is. Alam ko.
Anong ibig sabihin ng mga reporter na ito? Si Zaldico na ang kusang loob na ilabas yan in public. Wag niyong pahirapan pa yung taong bayan na pupunta pa sa Ombudsman to get the SALN of Zaldico. Kusang loob. If you think na malinis ka, di ba?
Far back as the Gloria presidency, I've always thought that the Ombudsman was I can show you a copy.
Okay, attorney, follow up.
Yes.
Regarding naman dun sa mga helicopter,
Okay.
nire-register daw po ni Representative Zaldico yung mga...
You have to be very precise with me on the choppers. What's the question?
Yung 5 na chopper po.
5 na choppers. Okay.
Na nakalabas na po. Nakalabas po ng bansa.
Okay.
Tatlo pala, attorney, sorry.
Okay. Si representative ko, wala siyang may-ari na any aircraft. I understand that any aircraft
wala na siyang aircraft raw ngayon. Ano ba to? Biglang wala ng aircraft siya. Sa balita, ang mga air assets raw ni Zaldico nakalabas na. Pero itong spokesperson niya ngayon o attorney ba niya, wala raw siyang aircraft. Okay. Wala na siyang aircraft.
related to him is owned by Mississippi's Aviation. Now separate si Mr. Ko sa Mississippi's. You should ask the lawyer of Mississippi's. I'm not the lawyer. But see, yan na yung yan na yung isang misinformation na malaki. That's the reason we're here. Because Secretary Dizon keeps saying na if you freeze lahat yan, i-confiscate yan, if you look at his SALN, Mississippi's Aviation was incorporated in 2004, 2008. Now, Zaldico became a congressman in 2019. So, yung aviation company na in which he owns stock is what? Was already 15, 16, 17 years old before he became when he became a congressman. Now, sinasabi ni Secretary Dizon na ifo-forfeit daw. Dalawa lang ang forfeiture dito. No? A criminal forfeiture will require a criminal conviction. That's final. A civil forfeiture will require proof and a final decision that the forfeited property was illegally acquired. How can something that was acquired by a company 17 years before he became a congressman be illegally acquired?
So sa madaling salita, sir, hindi po kay Representative Zaldico yung tatlong chopper?
No. Not that I know of na meron siyang personal na chopper. Must be Mississippi's Aviations, which again is an old company. Naka-report sa SALN niya yun, ha?
Thank you, Attorney.
Sir, good morning.
Hi.
Hannah po from Billionario.
Hi, Hannah.
Clarification lang din tungkol dun sa naging Senate Blue Ribbon hearing nung September. Basically, mainit po kasi yung mata ni Congressman Zaldico sa publiko because of the supposed cash deliveries made by his former aide, Orly Guteza. First, sir, can you confirm if Guteza was indeed an aide, a former aide of Zaldico?
The first time I heard that name was at the Senate hearing, or was it the House? I learned about that Mr. Guteza's name. I heard Mr. Guteza's name for the first time at the same time you did, nung nahihiling ko. I know that he had two aides, something biblical, Matthew, Luke, something.
Mark and Paul, sir?
Whatever. Na former aides niya, but I understand also that they were no longer connected with him at the relevant time. Now, if you're asking me whether or not there were deliveries to Representative Ko at any time, no. Categorical.
You deny all the cash deliveries, including the
To
luggage,
him?
sir? Yes, to his house, to his condo.
Who's making that accusation, Hannah?
It was Orly Guteza who
And where is he now?
we can't find him, sir. It's for us to find out.
There you
But
go. You have to forgive me, my brain isn't trained to think that way. I'm always evidence-based. Kaya nga, the reason why you're here is para ma-realign nga natin, ma-redirect natin yung narrative. Na wag naman chismis, wag naman speculation. Because hindi
Actually, may point siya, ha? Kasi hindi pa nagpapakita si Guteza. In fairness, yung mga statement po ni Orly Guteza, yun ang dapat imbestigahan. Kapag malaman na yung full statement ni Orly Guteza doon sa Senado, yan ang magkapagalaw na yung investigation. Pero sa ngayon, the problem is, merong mga taong diniscredit itong si Guteza. Diba? So sana naman, itong si Ping Lacson, talking about the notarization of the affidavit of Orly Guteza, sana naman hindi kayo magtuon ng pansin doon sa notarization. Okay? Let's focus on the statement of Orly Guteza. Kung may nabanggit si Orly Guteza na talagang itong si Martin Romualdez at si Zaldico ay tumatanggap ng pera, yan po ang imbestigahan natin. Kailan sila naghatid ng pera? Tama yung sinabi kahapon ni Lacson na kunin natin yung logbook doon sa kung anong compound yun. Sa Forbes ba yun? Di ko alam kung saan, nakakalimutan ko yun. Basta somewhere in BGC. Pero ang posibleng mangyari dito, wala na yung logbook, tinago na. May anomalya na. Bakit tinago? Di ba? O baka kinorek na doon. Di ba? Gumagawa na yung ibang logbook. Yan ang dapat imbestigahan. Kung itong logbook na ito, legit ba? Kasi yung mga logbook na yan, depende yan kung papasok doon, ay mismo yung papasok yung magsulat ng logbook. So, you have there different handwritings. Pwede rin ng gwardiya doon. Yung handwriting ng gwardiya, ilang gwardiya ba ang nasa guardhouse na yan? Di ba? Yan, malaki. Ano kaya yan Ayun, ano kaya kasi yan very, very technical. Kasi po, patunayan yan ngayon ni Orly Guteza na totoo yung mga sinasabi niya.
Tatayo in a court of law
Would you say, sir, ito po yung isa sa mga sinabi nyo kanina na narrative na skewered?
Yes, because who's saying na mayroon deliveries? Did they see my client receive the delivery of money? I'll even reduce it to an absurdity, Is it possible na may utang lang sila, nagbayad sila?
Sir, is...
di ba? So, parang hindi ko lang alam the way siya sinasabi, the way sinasabi niya ang abogado ba ito, o attorney ba ito parang may nangyari talagang hakutan ng pera. Kung may hakutan na pera, baka hindi yun sa flood control. Di ba? Parang ganun yung parang ganun yung sinabi niya. Inanalyze ko yung sinabi niya na kung meron mang hakutan ng pera, baka hindi tungkol yun sa flood control, baka may binabayaran lang. Di ba? Ang galing ng attorney. Pero kayo nang humusga. Okay? Kasi kung para sa akin pwedeng gawin nilang plan B. Okay? Kapag mahuli tayo na naghahakot ng pera tayo, hindi ito para sa flood control. May binabayaran lang. Di ba? Pwedeng ganon ang plan B nila. Posible rin. I'm just nilalaro ko yun ang posibleng mga strategy nila o mga
Congressman Zaldico willing to attend any Senate Blue Ribbon probe? I believe invitations were sent already.
Again,
lahat ng mga sinasabi ko ngayon, opinion ko ito. Pwede tayong magkamali. Pwede tayong hindi natin matumbok yung ating analysis pero kayo mga audience ko dito, kayo na mismo mag-analyze rin kayo
will as soon as the threat to his life is abated.
By who, sir? Sino po ang may
Look around you. Ang dami, it's all over social media. I'm not tech savvy. Nakikita ko everyday mga threats sa kanya. Isabit na yan, bitayin na yan, etc. etc.
Mga public, yes. Totoo naman yan na makita mo sa social media na maraming nagmumura, nag-curse kay Zaldico, totoo naman yan. Pero, yes, tama yung abogado na delikado yung buhay niya. Pero, sa yaman ni Zaldico, di ba? Pwede niyang gawin yung protection niya. Di ba?
Virtually, sir, at least.
Virtually? What does that mean?
Via Zoom.
Online.
If he will. Kasi sir, I believe there's a quotation.
Kasi ako kung ako ni Zaldico, kung ako ang nasa side niya, let us say, wala talagang kasalanan si Zaldico. Ito yung payo ko kay Zaldico Kung wala akong kasalanan at galit na yung taong bayan sa Pilipinas, uuwi ako. Haharap ako. Kasi, alam mo ba kung bakit? Kapag hindi ka magpakita sa taong bayan, mas lalo kasi yung magagalit. Wala kang isang statement, lalo magagalit yung taong bayan, di ba? Especially na spokesperson lang ang abogado ba ni Zaldico ito, ang attend niya sa mga ganitong press conference, mas lalo magalit. Sasabihin na ng taong bayan, guilty ka talaga, Zaldico. So I would advise sa kampo ni Zaldico, umuwi kayo. Magpakita kayo araw-araw para makita ng taong bayan na sincere and willing ka makipag-ayos. Di ba? Mas lalong uminit yung tao niyan. Hindi ka magpapakita. Yun lang ang aking payo sa inyo, ha? Patunayan nyo ngayon.
That flight is an indication of guilt. So if ever ba willing po siyang humarap para at least marinig din ng taong bayan yung side niya.
Okay, number one, wala pang criminal case against him. As far as I know, wala pang criminal accusation. Number two, yung flight is an indication of guilt is a misused term. Hindi yan ang ibig sabihin yan if you look at its history under U.S. federal law. I'll discuss that with you privately. Masyadong mahaba.
Sige, sir.
But outdated yung, misused and outdated yung concept na yan.
So would you say he's not, hindi siya tumatakas, basically?
No. Kasi Hannah, remember that he flew out for medical reasons way before this whole thing blew up. Diba? When did this blow up? After the SONA. He flew out as early as...
Mismo sinabi niyang kanyang attorney, ha, na hindi raw tumatakas itong si Zaldico.
Arles?
Yes. I have seen the ombudsman referral.
Ito sa ano na ito sa media na ito na medyo putol-putol, ha. Forward natin.
Having Polystrada and
kasi mahina yung internet connection sa may bagyo.
Residents having no furniture at all.
We talked about that and he said, I have no knowledge about any delivery. Because if you talk to Mr. Hernandez, I'm sure he will say that my client was not there. And again, you know, she said, he said yan because
pero paano yan ngayon? Di ba si Alcantara may sinabi na rin? Si District Engineer Alcantara.
He says that he delivered it and yet he admits to owning a Ferrari, a Lamborghini, everything else. And Representative Ko is just saying no such thing. Walang nangyaring ganyan. So who do you believe?
But on the latter part of the ombudsman referral case, sir, there's a certain sentence there wherein it was received by a certain Paul Estrada with an acknowledgement receipt being kept by Alcantara. So have you also reached out to a certain Paul Estrada and having him on cause?
I'm not there yet. Like I said, I heard that Mr. Estrada, Paul, was once upon a time employed by him or employed for him. I'm not sure, but at the relevant time, maybe during the deliveries, that he was no longer employed by Representative Ko. I don't know. I can get back to you. Hindi naman ito yung last natin. I can get back to you on that. Understand that I don't know everything about the case just yet. I'll get back to you.
And then, sir, you've said that Ko has serious threats in his life.
Yes.
So does this mean that he also has pangamba or hindi pagtiwala sa pamahalaan that he can be safely, safeguarded just to face all the allegations?
Correct, di ba? Bakit ka matatakot, Zaldico? Kaalyado mo ang presidente? Kaalyado mo si Martin Romualdez? Di ba? Si Martin Romualdez, pinsanan na ng presidente. So, medyo, kayo, kumbaga, malapit kayo sa pamilyang Marcos, di ba? Ba't ka matatakot? You can request, anong tawag dyan? Yung security.
To him.
Hindi naman, but the government cannot protect you all the time,
Pero may pera ka di ba kapag may pera, siya na for example, sasabihin, kailangan ko ng 50 na sundalo na magbabantay dito sa bahay ko. Tapos ako ang doble yung sweldo ng pamahalaan, swelduhan ko pa. Mayaman naman si Zaldico Di ba?
Diba? Walang guarantee na ganyan. People die in jail. Diba? People with a shot in the head, and you have heads of state surrounded by 20 armed men who still downed by a sniper.
Pero sir, ang problema, unfair yan. Unfair yan kasi yung mga mahihirap, namamatay sa loob ng jail because yung iba nga nakulong na hindi pa nakamit yung final judgment sa kaso nila. So, sa batas natin, sir, equal tayo. Okay? Kahit hindi pa mapapatunayan na guilty or not guilty itong si Zaldico, kung meron mang darating na yung kaso niya, kung ikulong siya, kasi ganyan yan eh. Makulong ka talaga. Kasi, I think, non-bailable ba itong corruption? Makulong ka talaga. Pero, bago ka makulong, may tinatawag siguro yan na preliminary investigation. Kapag mapatunayan na meron pong mga substantial na mga ebidensya, pwede siyang, okay, let's proceed with this case. So, makulong muna siya. Okay? Kagaya ng mga mahihirap na taong bayan na mga nakulong rin ng criminal charges. So, equal tayo. Mayaman o hindi mayaman, ganun talaga ang proseso. Diba? So, mali yung ginawa ni Zaldico na hindi siya magpapakita. That's not the reason. Hindi po yan alibay para hindi siya pumunta pabalik dito sa Pilipinas.
Ako personally, ang bigger fear ko is vigilante violence. Because nga, everyone hates him. That's the reason I'm here. Again,
pwede naman siyang hindi magpakita basta nandito lang siya sa Pilipinas. O kung pupunta siya sa mga lugar-lugar, palibutan siya ng mga security, pwede man yun.
No, I don't litigate in the media, but the reason I'm here is because maybe we can tone down the temperature, we can lower it a little bit, because personally, I'm deathly afraid of vigilante violence. Someone who's
para sa akin, no? Ako, opinion ko ito. Yung mga vigilante violence, hindi masyado. Kung taong bayan ang gugurgur kay Zaldico, hindi masyado. Walang kakayanan yung mga taong ganyan, no? Unless yung mga sira na talaga yung ulo. Kung meron maggurgur kay Zaldico, yun na yung mga malalaking tao na gusto ring patahimikin si Zaldico kasi baka ibulgar rin ni Zaldico, di ba? Baka mandamay si Zaldico ng malalaking tao, so gugurgurin siya. Pwedeng ganon. So yung mga ordinaryong mga netizen, hindi kayang gugurgurin si Zaldico.
Thinks that he's a moral guardian of the Filipino people will just take a paltik and shoot him anywhere.
Sir, siguro last na lang, because the year is ending, 2026 is fast approaching. I know this might sound so vague and irrelevant, but how long is Zaldico planning to not go back to the country, aside from just like pahupain lahat ng threats sa life niya? How long will the Filipino people wait for his response on all the allegations?
Well, I'll try to respond as best I can, but yung fear kasi is subjective eh. I can't tell him na don't be afraid. In the same way that I can't tell you not to be afraid of
so, wala. Nilabag niya ang batas.
something. If he fears, and again, I don't blame him if he fears that there are threats
I don't know kung pwede ba yan. Magkaso na wala si Zaldico? Lawyer lang ang representative niya? Di naman siguro.
to his life. I don't blame him, and I wouldn't recommend that he come home either under these circumstances.
Pero kung si Teves, pipiliting uwi. Di ba? Si Alice Guho, talagang pinipilit na pauwi. Di ba? I hope naman kapag si Zaldico ayaw umuwi, sana naman na itong Administrasyong Marcos magpakita ng effort na kunin talaga si Zaldico at pabalikin dito sa Pilipinas. Nakaya nga ni Teves, nakaya nga ni Alice Guho, di ba?
Where's Christina?
Sir, Tina po from GMA.
Hi, Tina.
Sir, you said kanina po that the information are skewed against former representative ko. What did you mean by that?
The narrative.
The narrative.
Yes.
What did you mean by that?
I'll give you an example. Ang daming nagtatanong, no? In fact, it's a very hot topic na yung corruption ng corruption in general, whether it's a budget or yung mga itong flood control projects, di ba? You have to understand that there is no such thing as generic corruption. In fact, there is no such thing as a generic crime. When you accuse someone of a crime, you have to indicate with precision the what, where, when, who, and how. Diba? You can't say that I killed someone. You have to tell me I killed Juan de la Cruz in San Juan on this date with a knife. Diba? So if you say corruption, may mga specific elements yan. And one indispensable element of corruption is there has to be damage to the government. Actual damage in the nature of
Hindi pa actual damage yung mga baha, sir? Diba?
Severe actual damages. So if you say na may corruption, let's say yung 2025 budget, di ba naririnig ko yan? Ano yung damage to the government eh hindi nga implemented? What is the corruption? What is the extent? What is the precise damage to the government? That's a corruption na yun.
What about the previous years, sir? 2023, 2024?
Again, in line with my reason, with my thinking, you have to tell me what the accusation is. What's the accusation, Tina?
The flood control projects.
Which
Ghost.
flood control project?
They listed several in the hearings.
Yeah, but you're asking me to answer a generic question. Yeah. Okay, Oriental Mindoro. Ano yung kwan? Okay. Kasama ba si representative ko?
SunWest as well.
He's not SunWest. See, that's the thing.
Among.
Yes, if you look at his SALN, and I know this for a fact that he divested from SunWest before he became a congressman. Again, no, yan na nga yung skewed narrative eh. The person, the stockholder is not the corporation. If I own shares in federal land, doesn't mean I can stay in Grand Hyatt for free just because federal land owns Grand Hyatt. Diba? So, just because he's a member of a corporation, which he is not, SunWest, let's get that clear. Just because SunWest is accused of something, that doesn't filter down to the stockholders. Again, he's not a stockholder. But I don't represent SunWest, though. You should ask SunWest's lawyers. But let's get it right lang. If there's a wrong committed by a corporation, that wrong does not contaminate the stockholders.
Shadow technical na. Actually, may point siya, no? Pero sana naman itong ICI i-live stream nyo. Kasi maganda yung argumento ng abogado ni Zaldico. Oh, may point rin.
Otherwise, lahat tayo sa pool na.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that's it.
Where is he now, sir?
I don't know. Last I heard, he was in Boston for his medicals.
Okay, so yun po ha. Kayo nang humusga. I think naapaliwanag na na mga at least 60% ang patungkol po kay Zaldico. Nasaan ngayon si Zaldico? Ano ang posibleng argumento ng kampo ni Zaldico? Di ba? Kailangan nila ng ebidensya, yung talagang generic. Okay? So, kayo mga audience dito, nakinig man tayo lahat sa abogado niya. Mag-comment, mag-react, ilatag nyo ang argumento sa comment section, ha? Usap-usap tayo doon. And paki-like, paki-share itong video na ito sa mga nanonood ngayon para kakalat, dadami itong makarinig, ha? And sa mga bago pa lang, ha? First time mo dito sa Donmar TV, subscribe ka na, ha? Libre lang ang mag-subscribe, walang bayad yan, no? Updated ka pa sa ating mga balita. Okay? See you in my next video. See you in my next live. Have a great day. Have a great night. God bless sa ating lahat, especially dyan sa mga kababayan natin sa Visayas, sa Cebu. Let's pray for them. No? We are praying for you guys. Okay? Have a great day. Have a great night. God bless po sa ating lahat. Mabuhay ang Pilipinas. And God save those people na nabahaan. Okay? Bye!